Vayehi li Yeshua Ozi Vizimrat Yah 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 Vayehi li Yeshua. Boker Tov, good morning. Waiting for a few more friends to come. Good morning, Jennifer. So nice of you to be here with me. It's like a blessing and a curse. If I come on late, it's generally because there's some drama, nothing bad, but some drama in the morning. And then you're here, or depending on who's doing what and what they're doing. 9:30 is good for some, not good for others. 9:45 is better. Whatever, we're here. So this morning, all good, nothing fine. But trying to take pictures of the girls is like wrangling a herd of wild beasts. Literally crazy. One's smiling, one isn't, one's getting up, one's moving away. Just to get a picture, you would think, like I was trying to, cause them harm. The bribery that goes along, even for 18-month-olds, is insane. Anyway, so here's why I'm late, because we were trying to take a picture as they were leaving for music class. It was holiday pajama day. There's like a few weeks of it leading up to all of the holidays. So today was their first day of holiday pajamas, and that's where we're at. So I'm late, but late's okay, right? I hope. Forgiven. So let's dive in. This is what we come here to do. We come here to learn. We come here to be in community. We come here to be responsible members of what it takes to be a community. Our service for Hanukkah on the 19th, thanks to some wonderful sponsors, is going to happen, which we're really grateful for. And, that's what it is to show up when we need it most and to show up when someone else needs it most. And today is a day to learn for Wisdom Wednesday. So we're in a new week's Parsha, as we are every week anew. And this is Parashat Vayishlach. And so there's a couple parts to it and a couple of different things that we'll unpack. But the first part, the way the week's 3-day teaching will go, is the themes are wrestling in the night, the embrace, and the long road forward. So let's unpack it. Let's learn it. Let's feel it. Let's question each other and reflect on what this is going to look like. So Parashat Vayishlach, this inner strength and truth that we're looking for the night before, wrestling with God and self. So Jacob stands on the threshold of one of the most terrifying moments of his life. After 27 years away, he's about to face his brother Esau. The brother he deceived, the brother whose blessing he stole, the brother who once swore to kill him. So Jacob was here in this moment, and he sent messengers ahead, divided his camp, prepared gifts to appease his brother, and then he prays, "Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, for I fear him. And then the Torah goes on to say something so profoundly but hauntingly simple. Vayevater Yaakov levado. And Jacob was left alone. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother. I'm so scared. I fear him. And Torah's response simply, he was left alone. It's night. He sent his family, his possessions across the river. The air is still, it says, and there's darkness. And in that darkness, he wrestles with a man, with an angel, with God, with himself. The text never, it's one of those where you're like, please just tell me who it is. But it's all up for interpretation, how lovely the Torah is to us. And the text never clarifies. Perhaps because the truest wrestling is always all of those at once. And so Jacob struggles until the dawn, refusing to let go until he receives a blessing. But the blessing doesn't come easily. The stranger, whoever that was, man, angel, God himself, wounds him, dislocating his hip. And yet Jacob still clings. I will not let you go until you bless me. And then at last comes the transformation. It is said, your name shall no longer be Jacob, but Israel, but Yisrael. For you have wrestled with God and with people, and you have prevailed. Jacob's story is not only about ancient patriarchs. It's the story of every person who has ever lain awake at night, wrestled with questions of identity, of fear, of faith, of guilt, courage. We've all been there. And if you haven't, let me know your ways. The Hebrew root of Yisrael means one who wrestles with God. And it's not an accident that that's the name that becomes the name of our people. For Judaism doesn't begin with certainty. It begins with struggle. Faith in our tradition is not blind acceptance. I've had so many conversations with colleagues, with interfaith leadership, with everyday humans, and everything in between. And people always marvel at the idea that Jews are encouraged to question, that you don't have to take it for the black and white, that there's space for deeper understanding, there's space for wrestling, there's space for figuring it out. It doesn't have to be because I said so, because God said so, because Torah said so, because faith says so. Rather, we're allowed to ask the questions. In fact, Judaism is, one of the religions that is giving permission, per se, to question God. In many other faith traditions, all, if I'd say, but I'm not, at liberty or authorized to say, but in my understanding of the majority of worldly religion, questioning or not believing generally means you're not something. In Judaism, there are Jews that believe and there are Jews that don't believe, and together we're all still Jews, finding our way in the world. It's not to say, believe this because this is what Judaism says, and that's it. Our tradition, faith, is not blind acceptance. It's courageous engagement, the willingness to enter this kind of space, this tension between what is and what should be, between who we've been and who we're called to become. Gevura, the strength, is strength, but not some vicious force. It's the courage to face our truth. The sages teach who is strong. Pirkei Avot, ethics of our fathers, but ethics of our parents. Who is strong? One who conquers their own impulse. Jacob's strength is not in some overpowering of his opponent. It's in his refusal to give up on the process. He stays with the struggle until some meaning comes out of it. It needs to yield meaning before he was going to be okay with letting go. It's this spiritual gevura, this spiritual strength. Not denying that there's pain, not escaping the doubt, but holding steady in the darkness until a new light emerges. There's a midrash, of course, there's always a story. Profound wisdom, maybe. It says that Jacob's limp, his permanent wound, is not a mark of weakness, but a sign of authenticity. The people who have truly wrestled with life are never left unmarked. And we know it. Our scars, like Jacob's, become sacred reminders of where we've met God, where we've met the struggle. Modern life often teaches us to move quickly past discomfort. Just get through it. Just get to the other side. Don't look back. Keep going. Modern life pushes us forward to fix it, to numb it, to flee it. But Jacob, but Torah, but faith teaches us something different. It teaches the opposite. To stay, to wrestle, to listen, to figure it out. Because transformation doesn't happen when we win the fight. It happens when we allow the encounter to change us. Winning is great. I'm not saying, lose every battle. Winning is wonderful. But the transformation part, the transformative part, the growth for us is when we allow whatever struggle, whatever encounter, whatever situation changes us. When dawn breaks, Jacob limps into the sunrise. Tired, wounded, renamed. Yisrael. He carries both his pain and his blessing, and he truly understands how they're intertwined. This is the paradox of Gevura, of strength. That true strength is born in vulnerability. That courage means staying in the night long enough to meet the dawn. Courage means staying in the night long enough to meet the dawn. We question. That's part of who we are. But in our sacred learning, in our Wisdom Wednesday, in our understanding deeper of tradition, of our showing up here, comes with a job, comes with work. It comes with how do we understand more deeply, how do we attach to our ancestry, our lineage, our stories of our people, but is to ask ourselves questions. And so in our reflection, we wonder, in this season, what are we wrestling with? Are we wrestling with a fear, a truth, a relationship, a change? What would it mean to not run away from it, but to stay and to wrestle honestly, to ask for a blessing even within the struggle? And when the morning light comes, will we be able to recognize that the limp that we carry might just be a mark of having met the divine? Friends, these are the questions we ask ourselves. What or who are we wrestling? What would it mean not to run? And will we be able to recognize that our limps, our sacred battle wounds, might just be a mark of meeting the struggle and meeting the divine? Look forward to tomorrow's teaching, the embrace, the power of reconciliation, finding wholeness in the story of tradition and how it reflects to our lives. Beloved friends, we are one human family, one heart of abundant love. We love you. Sorry for being late, but these are the issues, trying to get pictures of your friends, of your children, of living life in the moment, but you could just never do it. So I'm sorry for my lateness. I'm grateful for your connection. Thank you for being here, Jane and Jeneba, Aileen, Shuli, Elisa, Suze, for everyone else that's watching that hasn't checked in. A blessing to all of you. Thanks, Jeneba. I don't know how much more wisdom I have for a whole day's worth, but I'm sure I could find some if you want to listen. Have a beautiful day. Am Yisrael Chai. The Jewish people will live. The people of humanity that want nothing more than a more perfect world with safety and security for all. Love and blessings to all of you. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Ora Avinu Chai.